This is Chef Chris with Empire Bakery Equipment. Now that you've had your modular deck oven installed by an electrician, we're ready to go and start the curing process of the stones in the oven. We're going to cure the stones to make sure we get rid of any excess moisture that might be in it, that might crack the stones if it's heated too quickly. So we're going to do that very slowly. We're going to come over here, we're going to turn on our oven. We're going to set our temperature, top and bottom, to 300 degrees. Once it reaches 300 degrees, we're going to let it sit for 60 minutes. And after that, we will raise it 50 degrees every hour until we reach 500 degrees. Once we reach 500, we'll let it sit there for an hour, and after that, your stone will be good and cured and ready to go. Today we're going to go over our modular deck oven to show you the functions and how it operates for you. Come over here, we have our on-off button. We'll start right there. Get everything powered up. You have your light button here, so we'll get that going so you can have some light on. This is your button for your extractor fan. This is only functioning if you went with the optional steam hood for the oven. You notice on your modular deck oven, you have control of two temperatures. The red is the top element of your single deck oven, and the green is the bottom element on your single deck oven. So you have the option of setting two separate temperatures for top and bottom, or you can have one temperature set throughout. So now we'll start. We'll start with our set temperature. Right now we have a flashing red. So you can set that for whatever you like. We'll set that for 450. We'll hit our set button. Then you'll see how it's flashing green. So we'll lower that. Let's say you want to have a little bit of a cooler temperature on your bottom deck. We'll go down to 425. Hit our set button again. Now we're at a steady red. If you want to check your sets again, you just scroll through hitting set, make sure it's set to where you have it at, and you're back to your steady numbers so you know you're set. So we're going to come in here, we're going to set our time. You're going to hit this button. We have the flashing numbers there, so we use our arrow buttons again to scroll up or down, choosing what time we want. Then we come back up here, hit our set button again to lock in the time. Then we have our steam feature here. Hit the set button, come down here to our arrows, choose how much time in seconds that we want the steam to be injected for. We chose 3 seconds. We'll hit our set button and there it's set. Now the other buttons you have here, we have our steam injection button. When you put your product in and you want to inject the steam, you'll press this button to get the steam going. This button here, this is your steam generator. You always want to make sure that the LED is on. That means that your steam generator is on and you're making steam. You won't have steam instantly. The steam generates as the oven heats up. So by the time you get to temperature, you'll have plenty of steam to fill your ovens. This will be your start timer, which it won't let you start until you're closer to temperature. And then once you are able to start it, you'll see that your temperature will flash back and forth between red and green, showing you what the two temperatures are. This is your extractor fan. You turn it on, it extracts any excess steam or anything you might want to get rid of the oven. And you have your light button on or off. And then again, your scrolling buttons, your up and your down. If you have the option of the economizer on your oven, you press these two buttons, hold them together for 3 seconds. You'll see a red LED come on. That means your economizer is on and working. And again, to shut it off, just hold the buttons down. No LED means it's not on. To choose your programs, you come down here to the menu button and you choose which program you want after you've pre-programmed them. You have to wait to start your program after your oven is already preheated. Now we're going to go over the programming of this modular oven. You can program up to 99 programs and have up to 9 steps in each program. You're going to come here, you're going to press your menu button, which is your program button. You'll see if it's flashing 00, that's your manual program. You're not going to set anything there. You're going to scroll up to your first program. and you're going to hold it again while it's flashing. You'll get a fast flashing number right next to it. That's going to determine your number of phases. So you'll scroll up to, if you want 6 phases, or scroll down. For the sake, we'll choose 3 phases. So we'll hold it again. Now we have a slow flashing 1, which means we're going to set for our first phase. So let's say you want to bake in a cooling oven. We're going to come in, we're going to set our temperature. We got our top temperature. We'll set it for, we'll go up to 400 with this. Now we got our bottom temperature. We'll bring that up to 400 as well. Now that's set. We'll come down and we'll set our time in minutes that you want it to be for this first part of your bake. So let's, for argument's sake, we'll scroll down and we'll say 10 minutes for this part of the bake. Now we'll choose our time in seconds if you want to introduce steam. So we'll scroll down to 4, give ourselves 4 seconds of steam. We'll hit the button again. You'll see now you have a slow flashing 2. That means we moved on to the next phase. The first phase has been saved. So we're going to scroll. We want to do a cooling oven. We have the initial one set at 400, so we'll raise this one up to, let's say, 350. Again, you come in, you'll hit your set button to scroll over to the next parameter of your bottom heat, and you'll scroll up. We'll bring that one up to 350 as well. Now we'll choose how much time we want it to be in this section. We'll say 10 minutes also for this, and we'll come down, and if you wanted to introduce more steam into your bake at this time, you can also change that number. If you wanted to give it, like, we'll say 2 seconds of steam at that part. We'll hit the button again, and now we have our slow flashing 3, which means we're in our third phase. So we're gonna set that. Since we're going cooling oven, we'll bring this to 325. And again, we'll hit set. It'll bring us to our bottom heat. We'll set that to 325. We'll choose our time. For the last section of the bake, we'll say we want to do it for 15 minutes. We'll come down to our steam. We'll say no steam at this time, so we'll leave it at 0. And we can hit, hold down, and we are saved. Now we're in program 1. You can see that the amount of time that is total is a total amount of time between the 3 steps. We did a 10-minute, a 10-minute, and a 15-minute. To start your program that you've already pre-programmed into your deck oven, you're gonna come over here, press the menu button. You're gonna use your arrow to scroll up to your desired program. Press the menu button again to stop it from flashing. Then you just simply press your start-stop button, and it'll start your program for you. There's your initial burst of steam. Now the timer will start counting down. After the first 10 minutes, it'll start to drop the temperature. After that 10 minutes, it'll start to drop the temperature, and then you'll be at your desired temperature that you end with. Now I'm going to show you how to maintain and clean your modular deck oven. All right, on cleaning of the deck ovens, you want to make sure you have your oven brush. You're just going to keep it, go all the way straight to the back. Pull everything forward right into the lip here. Get all your cornmeal, flour, excess crumbs right off the deck. And you can come in, use a scraper, get some of that excess cornmeal out of there, scoop it right out. Or you can use a metal heat resistant vacuum. I wouldn't recommend using a plastic vacuum because it'll melt in the hot oven. You can use your stainless steel polish, make sure the oven's cool when you use it. Just give it a nice little spray. Come around, wipe it down. You want to make sure not to hit the glass with the spray. That should be for glass cleaner, Windex only. You keep it polished, it'll keep your oven looking pretty and new for years. You can take this glass out. It gets dirty and hard to see through. It's very simple. Open the door very gently. Hold everything in place. Take out your end ones. You come right in. Take out your middle one. The glass gently slide down. Angle it so it slides out nice. Take it, use hot water and soap and then window cleaner to clean your window. When I do it, I always come in and I take the end ones out first. That way you can support it in the middle, but when you're taking your middle knob out, and that way it slides out nice and gently. Now with that, we got our glass out. Put it gently down. Take our warm, wet towel. Wipe it down. Take our dry towel. Wipe it back down. And we'll flip it over and do the other side. The inside's always a little grittier and a little tougher to clean, but it comes right off. And we'll take our nice dry towel, wipe that back down. There, nice clean glass, ready to go back in. I'll put your glass back. You're gonna again angle it so it slides in nice and smoothly. We'll slide right back up. Start with your middle one. Make sure they're all just hand tight. You don't want to torque them down too much. You don't want to crack the glass. And when you first lower it, just lower it gently. Make sure everything's lined up properly. And there you go, nice clean glass, freshly installed. Now you come back in, just give one last little twist on there, make sure they're just hand tight, and you are good to go. Wipe down, get your fingerprints off of it. And that's how you maintain and clean your modular deck oven. If you have any questions regarding service and maintenance of any of your Empire equipment, you can either call your sales rep or call our service department at 1-800-878-4070.